everyone, and welcome to the news update. Jerrison. No, like we're trying to do this actually in the past week, but some have to do various things. But at least some of finally to actually do the update since in the past in the previous news update, but in the few we actually had a few birthdays from this last month. It was my birthday. Before then, a few weeks after that, was I guess was oh, it was Steve's birthday. Then after that, someone was like Michael's birthday after that, and then also the other birthdays. And 2 days ago was actually Michael's Oceanman and now Sakura's Epic 46 Akane Moria, where she and somehow actually saw what was Twitter profile that he actually made a little like Minecraft of his ocean of Akane. And actually, like today is actually timing why we're doing the news today is because today is actually the birthday of surprise to my Oshman in AKB48, Naomi Nagishi. Well, I mean, if the coronavirus pandemic didn't happen, then talk about that, but probably talk about that when it was it's Mion's birthday, which won't be happening until like 2 months. But actually, I actually made a tweet about that. I'm just going to show the tweet quickly. So there's like Manami made actually today, and she's 28 years old, so like a year older than me. And then she's barely still in the group. She could still be in the group until she's 30 years old, like Yukurin and Karisuda. I mean, also then maybe that she'll be in the group until probably past 30 years old. I mean, student pattern she. A great thing. I mean, like, she opened a YouTube channel. She's actually doing great right now. And apparently, here's the picture of during her birthday party with a very big cake. Load the thing. Okay, the picture's loaded. Take a bit. Yep. Have to blow the candles on the big birthday cake there. That's all good. So, happy birthday, Manami. I mean, if you're watching this, so do a review on your YouTube channel, and it's all good. Okay, so probably originally then I was gonna talk about like what happened. A quick summary of like the very major concert that happened the past month, including like Keiko, for instance, last concert before they rebranded as Sakura's Epic 46, as well as MB48 Anniversary Fest, and my Shureishi's graduation concert, Always Beside You. Depending on the time, I'll talk about maybe the next news or maybe our next episode show, which we'll probably might do somewhere maybe next week. Maybe we'll. So, okay, I'll just quickly go through the news that happened in the past week and something we got here. So, first off, beginning with multi-group news, as actually in the past week, announcements of which musicians will perform in the various year-end music specials that will end of year include NHK Kohaku, which is like the new Year's special on NHK, which or you could see that's their Ryan Seacrest New Year's Rockin' Eve, as well as Music Station, which this year's probably Ultra Super Live, Music Station Ultra Super Live, FNS, and Best Artist. But first, quickly with the thing on NHK but so we thought somehow in the past few days that they were going to announce the lineup who will perform in the special this year, but it appears not yet, although there has been news that's saying that Baby Metal might be performing it. But apparently SC48's Marina, I'm going to find the tweet quickly. I'm really excited about that. She's probably like a very big fan of Baby Metal. Though I was thinking about that one of the original members will not be performing with the rest of the group when they actually perform in the special. If they will perform in the special, I'm just gonna find the yep. I think appears the stream might be dropping a bit, but as I said earlier, it was at Marino. Marino C40's Marino Tennis said she is a big fan of baby metal. I mean, as again, C40's Marino I'm a big fan of baby metal, and as you can this tweet, she's somewhat more excited about that news. She's a very big fan of baby metal. So find the tweet. It's loading. Oh, it's good. I think with the stream I'd be dropping a bit. Looks good so far, I think. Okay. Yeah, it's the top right, and then. But although we know that so far with HK competition that it will happen with no audience, since that the coronavirus pandemic is coming. Although also they did announce who will special this year, and also who's the moderator, which the moderator of this is still the same. It's still, even more, as we see in this picture here, there's Jay Amura, who so far did a great job of hosting the special. Moderating the special in the past few years, and like last year when he was involved in the performance with the 46ers, where he's the true center of the when they all did Synchronicity, and a few days after that, on January 6th, Mike Shirishi would tell to the rest of the group in a board meeting at Sony Music offices that he will leave the group a day before she leaks it to 2 days before she goes on her blog. And then for the host of on the side of this picture, the head of the a white team is Yo, which is the person that hosts the show Song, which also airs on HK, and on the head of the red team is Fumiko Taku, who's a famous actress, I think, but she's but I mean, as we know with Ichikaku last year, the white team probably won the special last year because of, Takeshi Kitano probably, singing had led them winning the special last year. I mean, Reggie could possibly win this year. I mean, it's kind of unknown if AKB40 will perform in the special. I mean, we know for sure probably Nobizaka 46, United Zaka 46 will perform in the special. I'm not sure if Sakura Zaka 46 will perform in the special. Although their first single, Nobody's Phone, will be released next month. We'll get to that in a few. And then also and then I know also that Arashi will perform in the special, that their performance in the special this year is probably the last TV performance, since it is official that the group will end at the end of this year, since some of their shows are going to be replaced with shows hosted by people that are in the group. But I mean, this is the point about that, is that the one part that apparently which means that they probably released possibly their last album. This is Arashi, which I'm sure was #1 since Lisa apparently not only has the #1 album with her album Lion Age, but it also includes what is probably the #1 song in the country right now, which is the theme song of the film involving Demon Slayer, which here somehow is now officially the highest grossing of all time, more than Your Name and Spirited Away. But a lot of members and kind of excited about that film, that it's probably be as epic as the Avengers Endgame. But I mean, I'll probably not see it, so I'll I guess that's so good. Probably see it, but I have to watch the show for me. Watch until at least one season, 26 episodes so far. But that, and then so we'll probably find out maybe who will perform in the special in the next few weeks. But of course, the other music specials in Iran's special aired this year. There's FNS. Before we know that Nogizaka and Hinata Zaka and Sakura Zaka 46 will special, at least for the first week. But AKB might perform, 40 might perform in week 2. Although the interesting about that is that the majority of the performing in the first week of the finesse are mainly for the Johnny's groups. Well, actually, today, although the majority perform in Best Artists and Out So Far is mainly also Johnny's groups because it's actually just on today, but appears in that special. Nokia's 46, AK48, and Perfume will perform in the special. As well as that band, well, it's now produced by Yasushi Yakamoto, who made that song We Do. Yeah, that's gonna. But we'll perform on M Stereo Ultra Super Level. We'll have to when this will happen. And now let's see what we got next. Oh, and then let's say with online shows, but it appears that the AKB48 online now in the previous news update they said that some of that the HHT40 and the group I shall rename are now not in the AKB48 online shop, which actually their new shop now online. I'm not sure if international fans can actually the websites, but it appears that actually this year the AKB48 online shop will be closed down, but will be replaced with a shop that will only sell AKB48 and Team A merchandise. Now, it's kind of unknown if that new website will be able to. Everyone can get actually dressed from that website, but we'll have to wait and find about that. But kind of related with the AKB48 International fans, it appears that some of the kind of last year, or actually 2 years ago, the AKB48 Cafe, which is where the group is, and Akihabara was closed down, but it appears they're actually going to be opening a cafe and shop in China in the Shenzhen area at the beginning of next year, which is. What do you mean, like, some of them opening a cafe, an AKB48 cafe and shop in China, while probably the group that's probably in China right now, or like a group in China probably now might be Nogizaka 46. I could open a Nogizaka 46 cafe, but although we also know that there was an AKB40 group in China, but then apparently somehow they're not affiliated with the group and somehow makes, you could say, a similar version of it. It's not exactly the same as the actual group. I know Steve has a lot about this, but we'll probably explain that maybe talk in the next of our show. But finally, with multi-group news, but there's more members are now put in social media, including like a few members in Team 8 are now on Twitter, as well as C48's Priya Bushida's now on where's he? On Instagram, and apparently Maisa Nuge for this is now on Instagram too. You can follow those on their accounts. And now there's multi-group news. Now quickly to AKB48 or C48 news. But here's, as you know, the group will be doing an esports festival between November 23rd on airing on Product TV. It appears you actually have to pay to watch this. That kind of costs you at least $50 Canadian to watch it, and then there's also another free. Not only have to watch the festival, but also get a shirt as well. Apparently, in this esports festival, they'll be playing various, well, all the teams in the group, like AKB4 and 8, but in the esports festival, the members will be like in a studio, while the rest of them will be doing it in their houses, which apparently that will come up at least a few games as well as some mobile games, including the AKB48 Uno game, and so games as well too. But this week the teams were actually preparing for it, which they did in streams on OpenRec.tv, which actually I think like today Team 4 did practice today, and I believe they might do more practice next week. We'll have to find out when that happens, and when the fest begins on November 23rd. And that is AKB40 C4 news, but quickly note too some SKE40 news. So apparently somehow the group might pulled off a Beyonce by releasing the music video of a new Passion for You song called The Lockers of That Time Anu Goro Noroka, which has, I don't know if this line, as you know, this line was determined by a conversation they had in the Passion for You game, which I think Ruka and Michael play that game, and we want to get their opinions on that maybe our next episode of our show. But in the Yuki Arai won that competition, meaning she's the lead member on the song. So we saw the MV, and it's a great song. I mean, it could have been a single, and although it points somewhere like at the chorus where they're singing like the S key. Hey, you know, it sounds similar to like MMB. Like MMB, for would say in like one of their songs, that I think that probably the song might sound like MB40 doing Perfume. I mean, there were various like 360 shots in it too, but I mean the song was actually really great, and like some apparently one of the people in the song would like Kotono Shirai, which we know will be in the group soon, but at least she was being in a song before. I mean, there's a point that the song will be put probably in the group's next single, which knows was Jurina Matsuri's last single with the group released this spring. It kind of related with Jurina Matsuri. Her YouTube channel was launched actually in a few weeks. And no idea what the name of her channel is, but it's called. So I suggested her Matsuri House, but it appears that didn't make the short list. It turned out the channel is called Jurina House. And apparently right now, she's asking like various to actually send designs to determine who could be the mascot of the, which I can see from this recent tweet she actually put here. I'm just gonna find that tweet quickly. Find it. Oh yeah, here's it. So there's a maybe like fill a form and put your design for the her channel, and if you put in there, and if your design, you will be able to see it on a Zoom chat with her, probably on the picture of her looking cute. Apparently recently that somehow she lost weight recently. And especially kind of looks like early Reno sexy hot. I was writing that those were still in the group still around this time. She left the group, and now because I know this is me, Luke and Steve Zoshi, Ski48, and then really she's still in the group. So at least you could, if you have designs for her mascot of the channel, submit it to her YouTube channel, and you could probably she might be the mascot of her YouTube channel. And that is Ski48 news. Now complete to MV48 news, but so during a concert that happened in the past week, as we can probably Samir Kotono, which we know has did a lot of photo shoots in the past months, is going to be releasing a photo book. As expected, but for various reasons you probably know why, and will be available on December 16th. And yeah, sure we had a lot of photo books being released the next few weeks. Apparently, we got another photo book released next week, which apparently this week, Ayane Suzuki's photo book, Angel of Light, was released. Apparently she was on No Use All Night One this week to promote it, and then Maisa Nucci was looking through the photo book, and she, I mean, there'll be some you've seen some photos from the photo book. It appears to be a risky photo book. In the case with also Mia Olba is using her photo book next week. Actually, yesterday she did a showroom where if you like pre-order her photo book on the showroom, she'll probably see your send you onto a message you put in her showroom. I mean, that photo book will be risque too. As with her previous photo book, with Samir Koto's photo book, it's for sure it will be a risque photo book. And that's and apparently also, that's MV40 news now. Went to some STU for it, but this is actually news that actually a few weeks ago, but this involves, well, the captain of the Grim Ocean, Misaki Imamura, and also Yuko Oki, who will be in a new play called Sap, which based on I believe involves a band in the play. Misaki plays whoops, he plays in the band, while Yuka plays her band manager, I think. I'm gonna, oh, gotta find the thing quickly. Oh, here's the, gotta, hold on a bit. Find the little tweet quickly. It's loading. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, her character she plays is named Hina. Misaki. Well, Yuka plays the, I think, the band manager. From the. This will be actually just from it. So there she is in the, well, in the, well, player per se musical. There's a wig and too. That's great in these pictures. That's for now. Putting the picture quickly. Here it is. It's like very detailed with the clothes she's. Oh, she's wearing some contacts too. Okay. But also in the past week, but apparently the so did did something with the play in the SG4 ago, which I'm gonna load that quickly. It's loading. It is they're called selfish middies, which here's a tweet from Fu, which about that. Well, in case you're wondering, the Drake passed away. He's actually still alive, so for a fellow Canadian from. There's a Mizuki with there's Yumiko and Chiho. She's gonna use her photo bonus, which is the risque. Although after that, probably Yumiko's gonna use the photo book, and there's Yuna and Hina and Akari. There's a few little flowers. Okay, and so we got any more news with that? Come on, let's see, hold on. Gotta hurry. Oh, and there's the ST4 news. Now, put this no Izaka 46 news. Now, apparently, last week the group actually did something did a line thing, which is the quiz competition tournament they're hosting. Well, this month, but during that line they actually form possibly maybe the group's next hit single, so the group's 26th single, which they will be available on January 27th, but more information about it will be announced during the, actually, well, tomorrow's episode of Nogizaka Under Construction, which, although the song is the theme song of the quiz tournament, they're holding the whole chance that, okay, perhaps appears that, probably know who the lead members are already, and we probably know what the song is already. We'll about that, talk more about that in the first show. But also, the 4th gens will be doing a concert on December 6th, probably with no audience since it's not. And then is actually because since in the past week there have been a surge of cases in the country that this might have, and also surge of cases. Oh yeah, they might have audience. They're kind of on the 3rd wave right now. And then also the group's 2021 calendar is actually available for pre-order at the Nogizaka 46 webshop, which actually is still available to international fans, and I'm sure if it's available now for national fans, but if you actually get it right now until November 23rd, you'll get some bonuses too. And also, the group's 8th birthday live, which happened before, which is the last major they did before the pandemic happened, will be available on DVD and Blu-ray on December 23rd, available in a box set, which has the entire festival or an individual day, all for the low cost of $319. Although you can get them individually, but you could probably get the entire box. Although it will probably be available on Nogi Video probably soon, maybe in the next, maybe around the time this box is released, a few months after that. And that's I think it's like a 46 News, but no, to Sakurazaka 46 News appears that, as you know, the MV of the group's as well as the poster and covers for the group's first Nobody's Fault was released. Apparently, did like talk. Well, I know I might want to save that maybe for like, but the rest of the game for like Ruka, Michael, and Steve, which we'll probably discuss then in the next episode. But to kind of, and also know that Ruka and Michael did a reaction to the MV of the song on the reaction channel, which somehow everyone in Japan is this memorable to watch. Although I'll probably do an analysis of the music video of the song probably on another episode of music video analysis on the YouTube channel, the reaction channel soon. But I can do a quick summary of like what I think of the song is that it's just that Irina Harate is reborn. Because there's a chance that she's kind of reborn as Hikaru Morita. I will get to that. But also the group is also doing the thing with Aeon card instead of like Sakurazaka 46 credit card. It's just a regular Aeon card instead of like with the Keikaza 46 card, which had 20% cash back. And then kind of with the group's Nobody's Fault is that they will be doing a launch concert on December 8th. Now, while they said that this might have been plans, but since with the surge of cases in the country, they might show this on the internet. But we'll have to info about that, and that is Sakurazaka 46 News. Quickly to Hinatazaka 46 News. Here's that the music video of, well, the theme song of Dasada, which is one of the surprises of this year, Youth Horse got Best Choreography at the MTV Videos Awards, which is choreographed by Takehiro, who also did the choreography on Sakurazaka 46's first single, Nobody's Fault, and also kind of following has 46 News, but the documentary about the group Hanazaka 46's third-year group debut will be available on DVD and Blu-ray. It's on January 20th, which interesting is on the same day as, well, when Joe Biden will be the president of the United States, and apparently, last week he won the election. It happened, and it appears that, I know we're not going to go into specifics on that, but at least good that probably I know that probably Ruka and Steve probably voted in the election, and at least we're right now, and I don't know. We'll thank them, including like Prime Minister in my area, Justin Trudeau, and the Prime Minister where that Michael lives in, Boris Johnson, and one of the Prime Minister in Japan, Yoshida Suga. So, at least we'll see about this election is that, well, it was actually that the electoral system worked. Well, it is, but it's all good. And that isn't notice that. Oh, which I'm actually going to find the thing about the documentary. So, hold on, I'm going to find it quickly. Hold on. Oh, whoops. Hold on. It's loading. Hurry. It's going to take a bit to load actually, but as you can probably see, so the film will be available on DVD and Blu-ray on the 20th. And the entry is probably cheap, to cost like $90, which is a bit more unusual, but it's cost cheaper than the Nogizaka 46 documentary, which if you wanted, I didn't watch it, I can see over there, it's actually still there. I'll probably watch. So then probably do, or I could have a discussion about it in the next, so, it's available on, I mean, this is it's put in a bit awesome, and this is a TBS release, since this is released by TBS Films, which, so apparently on the book. The book said is that it will, has total 3 discs. That's the first, but this includes not only the theatrical version of the, but also correct a TV version or director's cut, which is about at least an hour longer than the original theatrical version, which means they might add some more, but like what happened in the group, but might explain more maybe the thing with why Memi Takizami left the group. It's probably because because of the thing with the stalking, but also that maybe she didn't, the idea she still wanted to be in Kikazaka. Well, really fun when we watch the documentary. And then on this 2, we have the special features, including various promotional materials involving the documentary and a line live related to the documentary. And then I'm probably gonna get this box set, and then maybe all of us will probably just do a discussion on that as well. But since the documentary will be available on DVD in Japan, there's a chance that the Kiyosaka 46 documentary will be available on DVD and Blu-ray maybe in February. And that will probably be a 4-disc box. It might have a director's cut too, or additional footage like in the Nogizaka, which, as you can, oh, and that's for soon, as you can see there. That yes. So in let's see what we got. And then, let's see what we got. And then international group news, but we have 2 major this with friends. First with CGM 40, they actually released the music video, which actually on Halloween, actually this year, they did a line with HKT 48. And apparently on the same day they did that, the music video of their version of their next hit, of their next single, which is of their version of the HKT 48's classic hit single Melon Juice, which is as exciting as the drink. And I thought it was like almost it's like a recreation of the original movie, but they also had a bit of fashion in it too, as when you also see a bit of Israel in that too. So it's a video you can probably find on the group's YouTube channel. But we have some big news with JKT48, but it appears that somehow, as you know, the pandemic is still happening. Apparently, the theater, in the past few months, may not have like on the theater that somehow that the group, as concerned with Delft 48, appears that the group will be restructured. But this also includes members which had to be some members had to be laid off or eventually leave the group gradually. But I mean, probably some members would have to be laid off. But I mean, but hopefully the group will still probably be successful next year, as probably when this pandemic ends. And that is international good news, but there's some graduate member news, but some of people right now that, well, Maho Yamaguchi is somehow involved in a showroom competition where we'll have the chance to actually be in a film that she'll be in, and so I'm thinking about this is that like, is that somehow well, in the future we could say that Maho Yamaguchi is a well-respected actor, or like say a Japanese Academy-winning actress Maho Yamaguchi. And then really with the graduate member news, but here actually in the past week somehow former KK46 member Manaka Shida was somehow involved in a situation where after she was at coffee shops, both the coffee shops, I mean, a coffee, somehow she was trying to get out of the coffee shop. Various fans were like, which actually this happened in the actual coffee shop, not virtually, but actually, like, she asked, were like somehow trying to talk to her, but somehow a lot of people in this coffee shop that somehow they put herself at risk and somehow. I mean, I mean, if like, I mean, like, when you then you probably just let her do her thing, and then probably then she can probably talk to her again after another time. Talking about this probably in the next episode show, and then that is some more member news, but no, so some eyes one news, but actually click you to well, if you watch the show. Actually on Twitter, something who actually said that the group will be releasing their next mini album in December, which is probably going to be a Christmas mini album. But since I know that the group might end at the spring of next year, there's kind of a debate if say the group should probably still make music past when the group ends. But that's something we could probably discuss maybe, and I know if the group's doing well, they could probably still make music. But I mean, for some fans, I mean, maybe they want, like, you know, the Japanese members in case like Sakura not going until we get back to their respective groups. I mean, we'll probably talk about this more probably on the next episode of our show. But actually, we got some. This actually just ended, but it appears there's been news. And I thought this was actually big since there was a hashtag in the it says about justice for Sakura. But here's in this case that when the group was doing a photo shoot in China, some of the photographer told told her to actually be put on the sides of the center, but actually found out they put it on there on the side because something with the color that the color of her hair that she had during that time may not fit with the background. So, but I mean, in the middle they still probably put one young, who we don't probably is maybe like the lead member in the group, but also that although they might be pushing on Minju, she's been the lead member on those recent singles. Although I mean, Sakura told me and Nako were the lead. I mean, Nako and Hood were the members kind of on the most recent single "Beware" from the from the first recent album and first Japanese album 12, which we'll probably do a review of that probably in the next news update or maybe for the show. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought, but it might be hardcore Sakura fans cause that. And that is Eyes One news. And now there's some idol community news, but you know the gang at MB Takeyaga probably did reports from 4010 University Fest, which you can actually see on their channel, and also actually just it appears that Downham's Meth Henderson, who see in the comments in the 48 various episodes of 48 Talk, somehow did a unboxing of like her copies of like BNK48's recent hit single, their version of Heavy Rotation. Let's see that on actually 48 Talks YouTube channel, DX Takamina, and then and also kind of related with me as well, somehow while we usually get the information for our show through official sources, comes from what's it called J Show which actually apparently former AKB48 Saya Akamoto somehow quoted a tweet from J Showbiz about her being a show, which also appears she does look to that website. And then to non-idol news, I actually know almost a week ago of a Canadian, actually who's a Canadian treasure, and also you probably know a lot in the States. The host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek, who's from Sudbury, Ontario, passed away from pancreatic cancer. I mean, at least he kind of. I watched Jeopardy when I was young, although recently, but I mean, he kind of expanded knowledge of back everyone. And then, kind of to do a little reference to Jeopardy, I'm gonna say this like this, like this 2013 single got the entire country excited. This is their most, their probably the greatest song that this group, that the group that made this song, or that AKB48 probably made. Answer to is, what is Kosuru Fortune Cookie? And it appears that is all the news that happened in the outer world in the past week. Quickly to the YouTube roundup, but on Jerrison House, we had an exclusive look of the making of SK42 University Fest, while apparently after Yoshida's graduation concert, after Yoshida paying goodbye idol, there was the YouTube section where the various members of their YouTube would, and actually during that they would film stuff to put on their channel, which actually various members did that and put them in, including Mayoshi in the group Sean Hori, and where she talked about Hokkaido. I thought like originally, some of the opening of where I probably put like the pros from various different angles, but somehow Shion kind of did that in the in her video on her channel. You can find there, and then after My Shiraishi's graduate concert, My Shiraishi Always Beside You, I mean her and the rest of the remaining first J were still in the group, kind of went to a tour bus and went around the city and had a conversation. Well, apparently on, her and the group My Shiraishi's YouTube channel, my channel, there was more of that conversation. You can see on. And then in TV shows, I know the new season of No Escapes began this week. The third gens are now. I still haven't watched the first season yet, but I'll probably watch it soon. And then from last week's, actually, Ren Yamazaki and the guest or Ren Yamazaki Osatsu is actually on today. As well as, after that, on Friday, Sunday, we have Saturday with This is Cincinnati Saka 46. May I have a word with you? Where on last week's Ren Yamazaki Osatsu, Mari Tamura was on, and apparently Michael Zosh on This is Cincinnati 46. May I have a word with you? Apparently Yuki Kageyama, Michael Zosh was on. And then, of course, Kumi Sasuke's Trend Show, which is part of a sort of programming on TVSI and TV began, actually. And in that show, she kind of she talks about trends with various spurts, and they kind of say if this will still trend the following week. And then shows happened in the past, and that is the news that happened in the outer world last week, which also so this was actually longer than I thought I was going to do it, but so apparently I know that since that I was also going to do today, I was going to do some various swords, including the sword that I did a 48 and 46 groups that I've done in the past a few months ago, but some of it was not archived on Twitch, so I'll have to do that probably on, as well as the sword I was going to do 2 months ago, which actually I'll be doing that, those swords maybe tomorrow, and then maybe later in next week we might do some of our show, which we're putting in the summer, that rolled maybe in the past few month and a half probably, or past week, and then also we probably talked about the and also talk about the major content over the past week. Oh, and finally, two quick shout outs to. First, a quick shout is to Pros. That actually watches the Slow podcast. That's also on Twitch. Gamer EarthGen, who's actually appears that she's a big fan of AKB and also 46 with other groups too. So too. And then also a quick shout out to actually a good friend of mine who's actually also he was also in the #1 comedy in Canada right now, Kim's Convenience, Paul Seung Lee, who was actually in last week's episode of Star Wars The Mandalorian, and made an appearance on that, and he's also a very big fan of Star Wars too, so he was reading the episode. If you watch Star Wars The Mandalorian, you'll probably see him on that episode. That is the that news I haven't been able to the past week. Probably see it from the sorts, but so again, depending where you live and stay home, wash your hands, wear a mask, do social distancing, and be all good. And we'll see you here. Bye everyone. Like.